Hello and welcome to a very special episode. Well, maybe just for me, but we have the conclusion of some stories. We've got some things we still need to figure out. We have some final chapters to write. But before we can get into all of that, I am Adam. I am your game master, and we are going to have a fun episode tonight. Some of the tools aiding us is tabletop audio. Tabletop audio is a absolutely wonderful resource to use for all your game mastering that you might do. Through a whole bunch of game systems, from sci-fi epics to the fantasy settings, from space stations to the simple and humble tavern. And our story today is one that is simple. It's simple. It's the story of a small lizard man trying to rebuild the name. It's the story of a wayward, fighting, scrapping monk just trying to prove his worth. An orphan who desperately wants that same monk to eat her muffins and not just keep vomiting them. And also to avenge, to find something that completes herself. And of course, we have the Queen of the Forest, who just feels like there's a few leaves missing. Now, all of these stories have gone a bit wayward as they find themselves in jail. Not a place you want to be to find yourself. It's not where people say they're going to do it. But we will see how they fare in what will surely have a few twists, a few turns, a few ups, a few downs, and we'll see how many make it out the other side. But to be able to do all of this, we need to see and meet the rest of the party, so let's bring them on in. How are we doing?
Hey, good evening.
Hello, we're
Still
Oh,
alive.
God, yes, still
Happy
alive.
to be back.
Don't jinx it.
I'm speaking into existence, okay?
Yes, we are still alive, and we still gonna be alive at the end of this. That's what's happening.
Well, for what might be the last time for some of these heroes, let's introduce our cast. How are we doing, Orlina?
We're doing okay. We're doing okay right now. I am pretty positive about the way this is going to end, I will say. Anyway, my name is Alicia. I'm playing the character Orlena. She is a quirky I almost said half elf. She's an elf from a neighboring kingdom in Ambervale. She stands about 6. I forgot how tall I am at this point. But I have long, dark, shiny hair. I have bright purple eyes I can use to see in the dark. I have an affinity for baking, and the baking is turned into magical baking, and that is the reason why. That's part of the reason why I'm here. That's part of the reason why I made this journey. I'm looking for something I can use to impart into my baking to make me strong enough to avenge my parents. Hopefully, I can actually achieve that goal and not die. So.
Well, you know, they say all the best stories start in jail.
Oh yeah.
Really? I don't think I've heard that
Anyway,
one.
our next hero that we need to meet with is Hedera. Hedera, how are we doing?
I'm a little confused right now after that last little anecdote. All great stories start in jail. Sure, I guess they do. My name is Jasmine. If you've made it this far, you should know us by now. I am Hedera, the Queen of the Forest. I am 6 feet tall, with red hair, green skin, and I am just basically, I'm the forest. I am Mother Nature incarnate, I suppose you could say. Been on here trying to find myself and return back to my stronger days, heydays. I don't know that kind of thing. But hopefully I will be able to get to see my forest again after this is over.
Yeah.
I'm going to see my
Right
forest
now
again. That's just what's happening. I'm speaking it into existence. I will be making it out, and I will be seeing my forest once again.
Right. Well, there we go. We have a clip for the inn. just how it panned out, where we started, where we're going. But we do have more heroes to meet, and the next one is one Break Spear. Break Spear, how you doing? How we feeling?
Doing quite well tonight. Hello, I'm Ian. I'm going to be playing Breakspear tonight. Breakspear is a 4'5" Dracoon, which, if you don't know what that is, that's totally fine. I'm about to tell you again. It is a small dragon. It's a small flightless dragon that doesn't get to be too tall, unfortunately. Breakspear he's a scrappy little fella. He's not happy with the world, and he's kind of gruff about it, and he doesn't hide his own work. Well, he hides his thoughts pretty well, and doesn't like the idea of speaking things into existence because you might just jinx it. So here we are with the last little bit, and we'll see what happens.
Well, it's not going to make him any taller.
That comment makes it sound like I'm a spiteful person. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I
We do
don't
have
know.
one more party member to meet, and that party member is the one and only, the hero breaker, the beatboxer of bodies. That is Jin. How we doing?
I've never heard that one before, but I guess I gotta
That is
add it to the list
Great.
of titles. So my name is James, and today I'll be playing Jin. He's a 5'10" fighter from a distant community called Hermit's Hollow. It's been a rough ride these last few weeks here at Ambervale, you know. But he found himself in jail. But Jin's the kind of guy, he looks at every challenge as an opportunity to grow. So hopefully he will be able to accept whatever comes and make his way through.
He's like, as long as they have meat.
As long as they have meat, that's true.
As long as they have meat. Oh, so there has been an issue with the cafeteria. We will get into that in session.
Oh no.
All right. Without further
Gonna have to
ado,
eat the muffin.
let's hop into this session and let's see how it plays out for our adventurers. Days turned to weeks. Weeks turned into almost a month as the party sits within their cells. You've met with the auditor relatively regularly, as well as your adjudicator, and they have been working to kind of help make things a little more comfortable for you all as your court days comes up. The Ricard case was ultimately way more pressing to like the king and the court, and so that one was put on the front and center. However, they have made it through with quite a few of the little the promises that they made. As an example, now it is heavily monitored, but Orlena, you do have like a small kitchenette area for yourself within your cell. Jin, you have basic workout equipment for yourself, things like that, so you can kind of do a little bit more, training, etc. Breakspear, they get you like a cat tree for your claw. No, I'm kidding.
I can't have him too long. It feels wrong.
They did get you like some of your possessions, like your little like robe and stuff like that, and then the other thing is a book is in your possessions that you would know was not in your possessions prior. But it is a book on draconic lineage. And on the inside of the cover, it says, "All the best." And then finally, while they do keep it extremely limited, and while you have it, there are 4 mages present. You are presented a small, Hedera, you are presented a small sunstone each day, which is like the equivalent to like a meal and a half, 2 meals.
Yeah.
But they are like I said, you always have like mages present while enjoying your small light rock.
Little patch of light. Just
A little morsel.
need
Little
to
pebblestone.
recharge.
You have a pocket
Just
full
give me-
of sunshine.
Oh, it's like your sad land.
It is like my little sad lamp. Basically what
Breakspear, you would also know that a recent media campaign has been going on where Okram and Violet have been espousing and doing like this whole press run about how there was confusion on that night, how you absolutely did not like attack her. It was just that everything was happening. There was explosions going on in the city, and that so when you came in the window, she reacted defensively. The guards, of course, just seeing the person that they're in charge of reacting defensively, went into a combat mode, and their station manager has issued an apology, and they're hoping that in the coming days that everything involving your side of the stuff can be resolved and worked out amicably. I say all of this, but the door to your holding is cast open abruptly, but with a level of joy. Maybe not joy towards the party, though, as a troop of mages and a troop of guards come walking in, escorting none other than the warden.
Gimli.
Danny DeVito.
I've got something special for you to all watch today. Oh boy. You're going to like it, I think. You're going to like it a lot. And one of the mages comes up and they pull out this like scroll, and then two of the other mages project what you imagine is near the town center, or like maybe the royal town center.
It's Ricard, isn't it?
There's a massive crowd.
Of course it is.
And on the center of a stage, on their knees, hands shackled behind their back, bent over, is none other than Ricard.
He looked beat down. Damn.
The king sits on a chair behind Ricard on a small podium, surrounded by Aegis, Neophytos, Anguin, the commissioner of culture, and all the royal guard and stuff. After the audience is allowed to calm down and things like that, a man similarly dressed to the adjudicator that you are all familiar with, though it looks like maybe someone they just work with, goes up to the king and delivers a message, like a letter. The king reads the message for a few moments, and he nods, and he stands up and he goes, "The royal courts have reached their decision. This one, Ricard, his life shall be forfeited. This shall not be carried out by someone from Ambervale, as insisted by me. Traveling from the far side of our continent, ally to our great nation, none other than Master Darius, the Hammer."
Oh God. The hammer. He about to drop it.
Hammer down. No.
He about to drop the hammer.
All over Card's back.
Oof.
He walks to the front of the stage, and there's like a power behind each step, but there is a little bit of an age shows. It's similar to the way like you've kind of seen the king interact, where like you imagine they've still got gas in their tank, but they've been doing this for quite some time. And he comes to the front of the stage and he goes, I am beyond regret that someone from the Hollow could have made such trouble and travesty in an allied nation. I have one question for you, wayward son of mine, do you have any remorse? Do you have any regret? Speak your last words. Let them be heard, and then let your silence echo. And Ricard, looks down at the ground, and he smiles, and he starts to cackle, and cackle. I have one regret.
Oh,
And that's that I only got to kill one of them. Oh, I would have killed them all if I could have. You placate yourself, saying things like, son, you're no father to me. I'm done with this world. I'll see you all in the next.
I ain't buying it.
Darius's face is heavy with regret. And he turns to the king. And the king gives a somber nod. Darius looks at the ground for a second. And then at the palm of his hand. And he clenches it into a fist. And he raises his hand high into the air. He begins to bring it down onto Ricard. And let's see how the execution blow falls.
Wait,
Get
what?
a little dice roll for Master Hammer.
Oh,
Oh my
That's a lot
god!
of dice.
Holy shit!
7, 9,
That's
13,
God
the
damn.
correctly.
4, 8,
Oh my god.
12, 14.
I think that'll do it.
Math is not one of my skills.
His hand high in the air, and this almost spiritual energy begins to build up through him and then shoots into his hand, where you see the projection of this massive great hammer hovering in the air as he brings down his hand, wielding this weapon through a spiritual connection. And his hand moves through the air, not touching Ricard, but the hammer itself smashes down onto the back neck area of Ricard, and with a single strike, Ricard is no more.
Whoever
Before I
that
was horrified.
I don't trust it.
Before I was horrified, but as soon as you started describing the blow that Darius was doing, Jin's like this with his eyes just. He's like, I
That
must
sounded a
understand how he did this.
I don't know. That was a little too dramatic and theatrical for me. I don't know if that was Ricard, but we gonna find out.
And Master Hammer stands up, and he recomposes himself, and he looks to the crowd, and then looks to the king and goes, and with this, I do hope our nations can move past this. Thank you for your time. And he, pulls his cloak up and takes his exit from the stage. The king stands and goes, "It is gruesome, yes, but as is tradition, before burial, his body will lay in display on the streets for 3 days.
3 days. Holy
Let
crap.
this be the warning to all that would dare to harm Ambervale and break its laws, to know that treachery is always punished." Anguin walks over to the body and casts a ward over it so it doesn't just decompose and rot and isn't you can't touch it and stuff like that. And
They leave it alone.
The scroll is turned off, or the magic. Oh, sorry. They cease casting the spell. The scroll is rolled up, and the mages and the guards leave, and the warden is like has like a noticeable like kick in his step as he's like, oh, good day,
What a
good day.
bitch. He probably 3 feet tall.
I don't know. That guy seems suspicious.
Yeah, nah.
Leaving him out there for 3 days. He's gonna rise like Jesus at the end of it.
Like who?
another fictional character.
Right. Someone else in fiction.
The
Different fictional deity.
it's about 10-15 minutes later that the door reopens. This time, much with it just opens. It doesn't get kicked open. It's not slammed open, and it is the auditor. She comes into the room, and he's like a little like shaken. She looks a little like off, and she's like, I guess I still have to.
It's all right.
Well,
Take your time. You were there, weren't you? In person?
I still need you to know where all of you stand with Ricard. Obviously, your words won't help him now. But if they ever look back on this case, well, it's more for the history books now, I guess. We'll start with you.
Who's you?
With you, Jin.
Oh,
Okay.
I was like you.
what do you talk about?
That was the point of order, on if you were affiliated with Ricard, and if you had wanted to be a character witness for him.
What good does that do?
Like I said, none of this can help Ricard now. It's more for the history books, your own conscience. Yeah.
Hey,
I think I lost the front end of that sentence. Sorry.
just sorry. I don't think there's really anything to say.
So do you want to put a no contest, or were you affiliated with Ricard?
No.
And would you have been a character witness for him on his behalf or against?
I mean, if I was called to testify, I guess I would have had to testify, but I don't think I would have been.
You would know that in Ambervale it's always like optional. So like you are asked to be a character reference, whether pro or against.
Voluntary.
No, I don't think I would have been involved.
No and no. All right. What about you, Breakspear?
It doesn't matter now, does it? A dead man's a dead man, and, well, the dead can't share any secrets or tales. So, look, I can't say anything bad about him. I can't say anything good about him. We fought a few times, once for the spectacle of the arena. To say that we knew the man any more than that, I'd be lying. So, look,
So, not affiliated with, and no, you wouldn't have been a reference?
I don't know what I could have said about him. It's not going to be remembered all that well anyway, so...
Dara, what about you?
Was not affiliated, no. And I didn't know him enough to be a character witness either way. So no.
And Orlina?
I would say no, only because we were trying to find definitive proof whether he was good or bad, but we didn't find that, so we can't really say anything positive or negative. We didn't have the proof.
And would you have been a character reference?
I'm gonna say no because, again, I didn't have proof, so I don't think anything good or bad would have happened. I didn't have the proof. I couldn't really help anybody.
Oh, thank you all. I'll make sure that this gets put into the file. Breakspear. And she flips through her notes. Okram has requested another meeting. Are you still using your right to refuse?
Who are you asking?
That
Breakspear.
one's me,
Oh.
Your Majesty. Miss Auditor, may I speak with you a moment? Without the others.
I need a cyborg.
Sure. That can be arranged here in just a minute. Yeah, we'll have to move you to one of the other rooms. I'll handle that here in a second. And let's see, Jin, you have a Master Darius that wants to meet with you. That's going to be happening today, and Orlina, Angwin has requested a meeting with you. You'll also be meeting with your, all of you will be meeting with your adjudicator. Yeah. But until then, I'll see you all a little bit later. And Breakspear, I'll set something up here in just a minute. And she leaves the room.
Thank you.
And then the party is back to by themselves, save the two mages that are always around Hedera's cell.
Is it still necessary? I mean, we've been in here for a month now. I've done nothing.
I guess I don't want to take any chances. I don't know.
What do you think? What do you think Master Darius is gonna say?
I have no clue. I'm just happy to finally be able to talk to him. So
What do you
lost
think
this whole
about
time.
what he said? What happened?
And he's like looking around, look at these mages. I don't know. I feel like just don't have enough information about what happened to really. Oh, you know what I mean? A lot of pieces
Really?
were missing.
Do you think he really meant what he said? Was it all for a show? What? It felt like it was just a front. Like it was supposed to. It was all political. But I don't know anything.
I don't know either. I've never been good at the politics stuff. I just do my training and then I try to help people and that's it, you know?
I don't think I'm good at the politics, but I know it when I see it. We'll see.
A couple of guards walk in and come over to Breakspear's cell, open it, and escort Breakspear to the holding area. So, let's get that sidebar.
Oh,
You wanted to speak?
Yes. Thank you. Grant him an audience, if you will.
I will write in an exception for today. In which case, you'll be free to wait here until the rest of the group's brought in, or are you taking this one in private?
In private, if you don't mind. I understand he will need time to get here. If you don't mind, I'd just like to be here at peace.
If you don't mind, Breakspear, why do you want to keep this one private? I thought you were all a group. I shouldn't ask that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Groups are formed under pressure. Groups are formed with Kabilas that you have bonds with. At the end of the day, this is not a Kabila. This is a group. And this group has too many people that pull in different directions. No unified sense, no unified goal. No direction, no leader. No sense of belonging. How does a monarch give up a kingdom? How does one leave home without a sense of what belongs to them? The last one, I have sympathy for. Maybe. But it is difficult. Thank you, Miss
Okay.
Auditor.
Of course. Yeah, no, I'll get that. I'll get that set up. And she walks you back to the room, where we will rejoin the party.
Guy's name.
They walk back into the room. The guards put Breakspear back in his cell, and the auditor leans in and goes, "No problem, Breakspear. I'll keep him on the I can't even remember my own legal term. The right to refuse list. This is, I'll keep him on the right to refuse list." And she closes the book. Let's get a miscellaneous roll for Orlina, Hedera, and Jin.
No.
Okay, not bad.
Hey, we all did pretty well. What are we rolling for?
Miscellaneous.
All of you get the sense that she's not telling the truth in that sentence as she closes the door and leaves.
Mm-hmm.
The party is again alone, save the two mages, until basically the guests arrive. You know, if you can call them guests. The visitation, you know? Guest seems nice. We'll call them guests for you, to make it feel like home.
I don't get guests in the forest.
Birds don't migrate there?
I knew it.
Oh, they live there. That's
I knew
they're
it.
part. The animals are part of my forest. Guests or people, I don't get those. I don't get those.
He's talking
They
about a
don't.
specific bird, ma'am.
I'm ignoring that. I know. I'm ignoring that. Why do you do
Don't
this
talk
to me?
no geese. No geese. Is there anything that the party would need to do or take care of before the guests show up?
No.
I'm gonna get bake him a non-magical muffin. And it's like, here, have a snack. Like,
Just
Can I
keep
stand in my
making
little
different
like,
ones.
sun corner, my little sun stone.
Basically,
So-
I'm just
Need to
quality
recharge a
control
bit
testing
before.
flavors at this point.
Just make a whole bunch of different muffins and keep sliding them over to Jin. Like, what about this one? What about this one? What about this one?
Just like that.
Ah, and he's just taken to throwing them at Hedera's like crystal cell just for no reason. No. So the
Uncalled
guards
for.
come in. Orlina and Jin, you are both escorted out. Hedera and Breakspear, you are staying here as you don't currently have guests. So Orlina, we will. Well, actually, no, Jin. We're to start with you. Let's do a little sidebar with the old Jin.
Master.
You're in a solo room rather than one of the rooms that can divide itself. And Master Hammer walks in. And he sits down in the chair in front of you. It's good to see you. I think we've lost your mic again.
My bad. Oh, Jin's gonna bow and then sit down real quick. Just, oh, Master Hammer, it's been so long since I've seen you.
Been a bit. Have you jeopardized yourself at all in any of your proceedings here?
In what kind of way?
Is there a reason that Prevail wouldn't want you to be released?
Like, think for a second. Well, I haven't done anything to harm anybody that I really, but feel like maybe there's a powerful person that might not want me to leave. Maybe, I don't know.
Why do they have you right now?
It was in connection to an attack on someone from the thespians, but that's not true. We weren't there to attack anybody. They lied to get us arrested, and we got captured when we ran away after being injured.
And these 16 guards I've heard about, Jin? Did you
Damn,
take
that
part
had
in them?
nothing to do with that, Master. You know, I don't kill people. I don't hurt people unless I have to, you know?
But those you affiliate with have.
From what I've heard, it seems like there was a lot of unnecessary bloodshed that may have happened to some people that I've been working with for this time.
Do you need to show allegiance to these people, Jin?
Well, it wouldn't feel right to leave them, but what would you have me do, Master?
With this whole Ricard business, we can't afford any more mud on our face. Not with Ambervale. Not with things that are going on the Western continent, the Eastern continent. I need you to get out of here, Jin. I can make that happen. But you can't be affiliated with people that are killing 16 people. Because, Jin, let me ask you this. With everything that you can do, if you were there that night, would you have killed those people?
No.
Exactly. So regardless of justified or non-justified, those 16 people are dead, Jin. Those were people doing their jobs.
just feel like I'm just getting sunned. I'm just like, dang, he's right. Oh,
And there's good that you can still do. For the Hollow, for the continent, heck, maybe even the world, Jin. But that means not being locked up here.
okay, so what do I have to do then?
You have a choice. When your adjudicator comes back, you can either stand by your group. My hands will be out of this. You will go through this system however you go through it. But I want you to know, if you're found guilty, you will be disavowed by Hollow.
Like
Or-
Ricard.
Like Ricard. Or you let the system do what it's supposed to do and work out this mess with people that killed people. Defense doesn't matter. People are dead. But you weren't there, you weren't a part of it, and it's not how you would have done it. If you step away from your group, I can get the king to let you out. After all, Hollow and Ambervale are still allies. I believe your adjudicator should be here in a few hours, so take that time to think. Who are you going to stand for? And he stands up. He gives the respectful level of bow to you and exits the room.
Ah!
And let's head back to the party.
Uh-oh.
Guards
Oh.
escort
Just-
Jin
Something just happened.
back into the room, and they put Jin back in his cell, and the guards walk over to Breakspear's cell, and I almost said cage, like everyone's in cell.
No!
Breakspear's in a cage.
No! Everyone else is in like a cell, but he's in a
Dang.
cage. That's dirty.
Exactly. He's an old dog.
That's
kennel.
racist.
But no, they walk over to
That's racist as anything.
they walk over to Breakspear's
Thank you.
cell, and they open it up, and then they pull him out and escort him out of the room. But let's do a sidebar with Orlina. It's been some time, Orlina. How are you?
Okay, I guess. It's been like a month. We've been here for so long. What's going on?
Well, you know how these things are. Legal proceedings and all that. Everyone wants to get their words in and be a part of it.
Yeah.
But I don't care about all of that. I care about our conversation. Have you
Okay.
given any thought to what hopefully we're going to do?
I have, but I also, I have a couple questions because about
Yes.
also things that we talked about. Last time I asked if me and Hadera were still going to be tried together, and you said that you could make it so it was separate. How did that work out?
So the only thing that you would need to do is simply state that you're under duress, that Hadera has long been a threat in the shadows of Ambervale. I can take care of the rest with a few story details that I assure you are 100% true.
Okay. Well, wait. Say that when? Like, are you saying now, or are you saying then? When?
Yes, I do believe your judicator should be coming back in today, and if you separate yourself from Hadera, I could probably have you out within a night.
Okay. Okay. I think that was my only question. Because you said you could do it, but, I haven't seen you in so long, so I didn't know what happened.
And as a show of faith to our agreement, I thought you might like to see this. And he reaches into his robe and he pulls out this gnarled looking root. Its leaves are black, and like the way they sit, they look like small little little grim reapers. It's just the way the leaf kind of like sits. It has a very like hooded demeanor, and it's got these like gray, jagged, spiky roots that like still squirm like while he's holding it.
Okay, so then I should know that it's what I'm looking for, yes.
You
If
know that it
it's
would
what I'm
fit
looking
like
for.
the myth of what you're looking for, because everything that you've like it's everything that you've been told about this has been rumor or conjecture or like this town's version of something rather than like someone. It's not like it was in a book where you were like, oh, if you want to do this, add 2 eggs, some flour, and a reaper root, like. But like this
because
fits
in my mind,
the
I'm thinking the whole like herbology thing. I know most everything else, but this I've never seen,
exactly
so I should
like
know.
you've heard myth and legend. The best way to say it is you look at it and you're like, this is something I've never seen before, and it fits the description of the things that I've been told and that you found out. And he slips it back into his robe. And you do know that this is a like an object, and it doesn't appear to like it just slips into his robe and is gone.
Magic pockets. I thought you said that it was brought into town for someone. How did you get it?
Well, being the Archmage of the Mages Guild does have some pull to it.
Okay.
So then, we have a deal?
Well, it might not be the best route, because we're kind of friends, but this is what I came for. This is what I've been looking for. I feel like this is what I have to do this. Are you
Then I
gonna?
look forward to
Are you
seeing.
gonna?
I'm sorry.
Are you still a character witness?
I am a character witness. I've signed my paperwork for you, Olena.
So you're not going to speak at all for Hadera, whether it be good or bad?
I do plan to speak, provided that you fill out your paperwork with your judicator.
Okay. And he's gonna come and see us today?
I do believe he has an appointment, yes.
Okay. Before I go, can I ask you one unrelated question? Well, not related to me. Did you ever find out anything else about what happened that night in the Thespians?
Which night are you referring?
The night in question, when Hadera was trying to fight her way out of the city to the forest.
You mean the guards, multiple guards who have tons of arcane residue dripping from them from magical attacks as they were hurled, thrown, buried near alive. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
And the one or two who have arrows in them from a poor orphan girl just caught up in something outside of her breadth.
Yes.
I look forward to seeing your report, Olina, and I look forward to helping you with the roots. And he bows, and his snake hoods bow.
Okay.
And let's go back to the party.
Mhm. What just happened?
Hey, and last but not least, Breakspear, let's get a sidebar.
Thanks.
You're brought into not one of the security rooms, you're brought away where as Orlina and Jin were brought back, you know that you wouldn't have crossed paths with them.
Mhm.
You walk in, and at a table is a nice little brunch setup, tablecloth, some tea, like eggs, bacon, a little platter. It's really nice, and sitting cross-legged at the table is none other than Okram. I'm very glad that we're able to speak, Breakspear. How have you been holding up?
I've had some reading to do, so thanks for that.
Like I said, why can't we be friends?
But I have one question, if you don't mind. That I ask it before, or that I ask it before we get too far. I don't know proper etiquette, so take a swig of whatever tea there was on the table and kind of look over the food. Was Ricard lying for you? Or did he actually kill Indigo?
If I'm being 100% honest, he was lying, but not for me. I had nothing to do with that. I wouldn't be surprised if that is all the Hermit's Hollow just trying to save face. Though it was a touch convenient for me. As much as I would like to say that that was a lie, or not the lie, it was in fact the truth, I don't think that that's the way that this relationship should start. Because, like I've said, I'm very upfront about the fact that I did kill Indigo, and I do regret it. I really do wish that she would have seen the goals that we're trying to go for. But she just didn't quite see the vision.
Are my hands bound? How? I'm brought into this room, but I forgot to ask some very.
Yeah, you're still in your your comfort shackles, if you will. So
Is that
you
the,
can reach your
ones at the
hands.
waist?
Yeah, kind of. You can move your hands quite a bit, but you're far from fully mobile.
Gotcha. Ooh. And what was the vision?
Well, the simple one is the liberation of repressed people and the cultivation of art. Now, I'm not going to say that everything that we do is always on the Paladin code of ethics. No, I mean, we do have to cut some corners, because sometimes as you can see, lands and cities can be rather stubborn. But there's something about the underhanded nature of, well, trying to destroy the whole thing that we've been working on. All while, just undermining it. I mean, like I said, I took no joy. At the time, you were my enemy, so I had to, try to dissuade you from thinking it was me, and all of these tricks and trades. Whereas now, if it were to be happening, I would simply tell you, Breakspear, everything that we're trying to work on, everything we're driving for, is at jeopardy, is at risk. I mean, surely, you understand that sometimes you have to do what's necessary to do what's
what
right.
is right. You speak of freedom for people. Only people that has skin like yours. Or also people that have skin like mine.
I'm so glad you said that. And he pulled out like a letter and he slides it across the table to you.
I look at it. I'm presuming it's all folded and pressed. Is there like
Yeah.
a seal or anything, or
There's like a wax seal.
do I
It
recognize
is yes, it is the like the high noble wax seal of Talmar. Talmar.
You know this seal?
That's the response letter, Breakspear.
To what?
Unfold it.
Gently stick a fingernail underneath and kind of glide it towards me to cut the wax seal. And
As you like your fingers go under it, you realize the wax seal itself has already been like lifted from the paper. Like so, this note has been read already. As you open it, can Breakspear read?
depends on the language.
It is in common.
I should be able to read most of it. It's not a strong one that he has, but it's like every other word kind of thing.
In which case, the fancier words, the unnecessarily like fluff language, you're kind of like, what? But
What does in T? I'm using an example, not an actual thing.
But what isn't lost on you is the core meaning of the letter, which is that the nobles of Talmarin have accepted the World Fair to come to their city.
I can't go back there. The Tapirs will recognize me.
That's the best part about it, Breakspear. Anyone part of the World Fair, especially when you're on our end of it, you're going to be granted all sorts of immunities to the laws of the land. How do you think I've been able to move so freely throughout the city during lockdowns and all sorts of things? And besides, Breakspear, they're already scared of you. They were shook to their core when the little Bracklin hero made it to the final rounds of the Grand World Arena. A spectacle, I might add, that has been adopted to continue moving forward within the World's Fair. And so that just means that all the people, just like you, could have a real hero, a real hope to latch onto. And as you've said, the only way that this is going to happen is if they're willing to reach for it themselves. but you can be the thing that they reach for. So, Breakspear, do we have a deal? And he, reaches, a handshake across the table.
Breakspear wipes a small bit of tears from his eyes as he looks across at Okram and says, "What are you willing to help me do?"
Whatever my friend requires. And do you know what I require of you, Breakspear?
I don't. Not yet.
Honesty. If you have
And
a
what
problem
do
with
I-
the way I'm running something, tell me. If you have a vision and you want it achieved, tell me. And I, in turn, will tell you the same.
I want to go back to my Kabila. I want to see them. And if they're not alive, I want to tear Tal Morin stone by stone and drag it into the sands.
He, reaches his hand back out across the table, and his eyes, flicker to his, draconic forms version, and, his teeth sharpen. I believe that can be arranged.
I may never forgive you for killing Indigo. I don't know how, but she got her way into my heart. But on this is worth putting aside differences for. Breakspear reaches back across the table and shakes his hand.
Well, on that note, Okram, he stands up and he goes, so the only thing that would stop all of this is you just can't stand up for Hedera. I don't exactly know what she's done to this city, but there's a great deal of rumblings negatively towards her. Lena, I'm not too sure. I ultimately would say just look out for yourself, but, I won't ask you to do anything you don't agree with. But I will say, my limits of getting you out of here do stop at you being tried guilty. I definitely can get you yourself out. And Jin, of course.
Do what you can for Lena. I expect that miracles may not work. But there's a portion of myself that recognizes that she and I may have walked a similar path. Jin is at least honorable.
honorable enough. But the tales of monarchs, well, they have no real interest to me.
Get to work on my part then. If I'm not mistaken, your adjudicator will be by at some point today. So, speak your story well to him, and we should have you out by the morrow.
And, let Violet know I don't forgive her. But I do understand.
Pass it along. He stands
Thank you
up.
both for making it easier to get out of here.
Of course. He takes a sip of his tea, puts it down, and exits the room. You're allowed to, sit there for probably... Oh, sorry. Good.
Before you go, just to make it clear, and to sell my own part, would you mind if,
I kind of gesture to his forearm.
for the theatrics?
He holds his arm out for you.
With one of my claws, I get a little bit of a cut into and drag down, but not far, not long, and not enough to really hurt him, but to make it look like I made an attempt at him.
Mhm.
And then I mess up the table when he goes.
And he walks out. And let's return to the party. Welcome back, everybody. How are we doing?
I don't know, that untrustworthy face again.
Right.
Which one are you talking about?
Both.
Damn.
Both of 'em.
I was gonna say Breakspear just casually sipping off of his mug. It's very casual looking from someone who is
Sip.
just on a sidebar. Hmm.
For a
Long ass
long time. That sidebar was super long.
That was half the first half.
Is there anything the party would like to discuss now that they are back together?
Oh.
No, I just feel left out because I didn't
Because
get a
at this
visitor.
point, we all know. Oh damn!
Okay,
That's
well,
what you need to ask. No one's here for me.
so
I don't
what-
get to
what-
talk to
I don't know.
anybody.
Because
What-
I feel
what-
like
what's
right
the what?
now we're all not the most trusting of Breakspear because we know that he lied earlier, so we don't know what to think at this point.
he didn't lie.
But
He did
if the
lie.
party doesn't. If the party doesn't have anything to say to each other right now,
So
I'm
I have
sorry.
a question. So Breakspear, if you
Yeah?
if you were going to meet with Okram anymore, where did you go? Because they said they only said that he was here to see you, and then you said you didn't want to see him, but then you left anyway. What happened?
Breakspear holds up his claw, and there's a little bit of blood underneath his fingernail.
I had to try one last time to get the
What did
man
you
who
do?
actually killed Indigo.
Are you talking about Okram?
Yeah,
So why?
if you don't mind, I kinda had my ribs kicked in for trying to kill a guest. Would you mind if I skip the pleasantries until I sleep it off?
Not really. I mean, we have all the time in the world, apparently. I'm just trying to figure out why you had the lady lie. Why was it such a secret?
How do you think I was gonna get Okram into the same cell as me? Come on, you're not that dumb, are ya?
First of all,
You
we're not
really
gonna call me
think-
dumb. You're the one that got your ribs kicked in. But
But if you put him on, if you were lying about having him on the,
why would it matter to us
Rejection.
if we knew that you were going
Why?
or not? If that's what you were trying to do, he didn't know that she lied. So why would that matter?
I nod
It
over
seems
to
like
the
a
two
pointless
guards.
lie.
I nod over Breakspear nods over to the two guards who are standing next to Hedera and who have been standing next to Hedera the whole time.
You think they would have let him in if either of those two knew?
You
Come
what?
on.
You didn't have to tell us, but you didn't have to have her lie either. That was for
I
what?
didn't ask her to. You think I would? Come
Why
on
did
now.
she?
She doesn't. She looked a little too scared to lie. But okay.
Oh, my
Well.
meeting. I got the sense that I think that I don't know. I think if things go bad, I don't know. I think the hall is just gonna abandon me. I don't want to. But at the same time, Master said that he needs me to get out of here if I can, because they need me out there. You know?
So what are you planning on doing?
I don't know. I don't know. Ah! He just
We
starts
can't determine the outcome
punching
of
the air.
the King's will.
Ah!
I mean, didn't they already say? Didn't they already say before when the I don't remember his name, the guy with the fancy accent, that you guys
Our,
charge?
the adjudicator.
Okay, he does tell the truth sometimes. He said that you guys' charges weren't like, he made it seem like y'all were gonna be okay.
It dropped it down off of treason for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
if
what
I
reason
remember.
would you have to believe that you're not gonna get out?
Oh, me?
Yes.
I don't know. I just scared. I don't know. I've never been in jail. I don't do things like this. I help people. Ah! It's just-
Just because you help people doesn't mean sometimes you end up in jail. Sometimes
Ah!
helping people gets you in jail.
I guess that's true.
As we all know that very well.
And so, with the weight of decisions resting heavy on the shoulders of our party, we'll take a 5-minute break to let them mull over their thoughts, collect themselves, and when we come back, we'll see a good old-fashioned adjudicator, and then on top of that, maybe Hedera gets to speak in a sidebar as well. We'll find out after
Aw.
this 5-minute break.
Oh my
Maybe you.
And welcome back. I am still your game master, Adam, and we have quite a session. Lots of secrets, lots of meetings, lots of intrigue. But right now, it's all ask, don't tell, because we gotta let the party do that. That's the part that they gotta interact with. We've seen them take some meetings with attempted killings of Okram. We've seen Angwin talk about things. We've seen Master Hammer talk about stuff, and that's about all that I can say. And so let's bring that party back and let's get some much needed answers. Welcome back. Before I plunge you back into the jail cell, how are we doing? We feeling confident?
Jail cell.
In there.
That's a mental
It's gonna be interesting. I'll say that.
Well, then, without further ado, let's reset the scene. Let's send you all back to jail.
Oh, thanks.
Let's get good old Gutty Barity, the lovable adjudicator, back on in.
Name with a fancy accent. I like it.
You're all standing there, or sitting, whatever you're doing yourselves, when the door opens, and none other than Gutty Barity does come in.
Yosemite Sam.
Makes me want to say y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see here. Just got some paperwork to clear up before. I mean, we're going to be hitting this trial here real soon. That's going to happen now that all this Ricard business is done with. And I do see your paperwork is in here, which is good. No contest. That means we're not going to be having to touch that trial. And in all honesty, I'm kind of glad, because that was not going to be good for any of you if we had to touch on that. So as always, I am going to go ahead and ask: is there any privacy that any of you would like to invoke, or can I just speak amongst the whole?
Me.
Well, Linda, you would like some privacy? No problem. All right. Can we go ahead? Oh, I'm sorry, Jim.
Yes. Also, just
Also,
take some
not a problem.
privacy.
Jim would also like some privacy. Not a problem. And Breakspear, Dara, what about both of you?
I mean, I suppose so. If we're all just going separately, might as well, right?
All right. Well, then I guess Breakspear, that decision is made for you, because if everyone else leaves the room, you will have privacy. So, in which case, yeah, let's go ahead and hop on into it. Guards come in and escort you all different rooms. And we'll go in order. So we'll start with Orlina here.
Hey.
Once again, back into the sidebar. Right. So, just want to get some final notes on everything. So, what is your final stance going into to this trial?
I wanted to talk to you, but alone, because I'm afraid.
What?
Not afraid of the trial. I'm afraid of Hedera.
That's an. Could you explain that?
The whole reason I'm here is because she was so adamant about getting to the forest. She would. She wanted to get out by any means necessary, and I didn't know what to do because I thought she was my friend, and I wanted to help her, but then she wanted. None of that was supposed to happen. She made me do all of these things to try to help her get out into her forest. I don't know why. I don't know what she did, but I was afraid. None of those things that happened were supposed to happen, but she made me do them.
First, actually, before I react to that, let's go ahead and get a roll to see how your deception plays over.
Oh.
I will, for the role play, grant 2 rolls, the higher of which will be accepted.
Okay. Oh, I can't see them. Ugh.
Oh, this is drama.
Crap!
Oh. Oh.
Shit. Shit,
All
shit,
right.
shit.
So, hey, look, lucky you. There was 2 there. You know. You see him pause for a second, kind of like, and he looks back up at you, and he looks back down at his paper, but you see him write down, like, your story, like, word for what you said. Is there anything else you'd like to add in here, Adara? Sorry, Orlina.
I don't know what to do at this. I'm not sure what to do at this point. I feel as though none of those things would have happened if she wasn't there. The whole time, the whole situation, I was under duress. Even when the king's guards got there, the whole time she was so angry, and I tried, I couldn't even get a word in. I said maybe 2 things, and she was the whole time was so angry, and she just kept. I thought I was going to die that day. I didn't know what to do.
Some of this does line up with some of the other stories that I have heard, especially the ending part here. So that I'm glad that you're being honest, and I'm gonna submit this here, and I'm gonna make sure it all stays private. Though obviously certain things will be, will have to come out if it does head to court.
Am I going to be safe?
I'm going to do the best that I can. I mean, of course, and like I said, I mean, this version of things does line up with some of the other things that I've heard, but I'm not at liberty to make promises.
Am I going to have to say all this again in front of her? Because I don't know if I can.
That ultimately isn't going to be up to me. I'm going to, make my decision once I speak to the other members of the party, and then there's a few other people that I still need to talk to. But other than that, it's going to be up to the higher adjudicator, presuming that there is no decision here in this trial from me.
Okay.
Is there anything else I can do for you today, Orlina?
I don't know. Okay, I just don't know what. Okay, I'm afraid. I can go back in there because she doesn't know. But
are you sure? I could get you a different cell.
I think I'll be okay, only because she can't use her magic in there. So hopefully, I should be okay.
Send you back to your cell then. But if you do want a different cell, you just let me know, okay?
Okay. I just want to be safe, and I don't like feeling unsafe. That's all. Okay.
As he stands up, he like reaches into his coat pocket. He does pull out a handkerchief for you, and then the guards come in and escort you back to the to your cell. Just rejoin them.
Yeah.
Serious corn conversation.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and we'll pull you out next to Dara, and mages, of course, escort you rather than guards.
So unnecessary after all this time. Honestly, still no trust.
And into the sidebar. So, all right. Well, we're here. Last few days, just making sure I've got everything correct. Any addendums that you would like to make? Yeah.
Mhm.
Obviously, we're done with all the Ricard thing. I'm glad to see that none of you stood up for him. So that means we're not going to be touching that case. Makes my job a whole lot easier. But where are you as far as your point of order with the rest of the party, and your standing just in general?
Did I amend to have Angwin as my character witness? Did I amend that with you already?
He is one of the people that I have to meet with today
Okay.
due to some of the things going on with the card trial and some security issues. He's been a little harder to reach, but he is on my docket.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that that was taken care of, and hopefully that was still a thing, and that was still moving forward. I have no changes to my stance.
No changes. So you have nothing good to say about. You have only things to say about your members, or Lena, Breakspear, and Jin.
Am I supposed to be defending them? I thought they already had their own stances. I mean, I don't believe that there's anything. We've done
written down here on association with Jin and Breakspear that you had different jobs on the night in question. However, that in general they had always operated within an acceptable preview in their job, that you did find that you had a level of trust with them, and that in the case more specifically of Orlena, that the two of you were operating within self-defense, and that you do believe that the two of you were justified in your actions. That is what I have as far as your party members. Is that all acceptable?
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. And then we've got no for all. Card. And we are. All right. Well, I mean, Hedera, you've kept it nice and easy. So I'm going to send you right on back to your cell, and I'm going to get the others in, and then I will make sure I go and talk to Angwin right after this.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Of course. And you are escorted back to your cell. Breakspear. All right, Breakspear. We're just doing the last bits of, just make sure I've got all my information. So, where do you stand on your party's point of order?
What's the first one, if you don't mind me asking?
So the point of order in question is the main one is: are you associated with Hedera and or Lena in the murdering of? Let's see here. It was get their charges real quick for you, just so you can hear all of that. But it was the massive count of things.
I don't know.
It's 18 attempted murders, 16 murders, the attempted destruction of Ambervale horses. You had resisting arrest, of course, a whole bunch of that. Destruction of property. You had engaging in combat with the champions of Ambervale. So where do you stand on all of them? On all of that?
I was not there that night. I cannot speak to the validity of any of the charges you just mentioned.
Where do you think it falls within their character, though? I mean, because if that's your group in there, it goes a long way for you to stand up for them. Now, if you don't think that you can do that, that obviously says something, entirely different. So I'm just kind of making sure that I've got my facts here.
I don't think I can. I was not there
Cannot
that
stand
night.
up for your party. Well, I'm speaking about their
Unfortunately.
character. I'm not talking about that night. Do you think it's possible that that they did that? Because I'm just trying to get to the truth. That what I want. What I want is the truth. And right now, I feel like you've got a truth to say. I feel like you know something. I feel like you feel something, and you're not telling me.
I would be surprised to hear that Orlena had a major hand in it. Monarchs are known to follow their own hearts and judgments. Would not be
So
surprised.
you're saying that it is within Hedera's character to have done this?
I have seen her threaten crowds of people before. Though very different.
All right. Okay. So you're saying it is within it is within the personality of Hedera to have committed this. You do think it's a little unlikely though that Orlena was a part of it.
It at least would not have been her first, or at least what I thought I knew of her. I do not imagine her being the leading force in this.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Anything else to add, Breakspear?
No, not at all.
All right. Well, let's get you back to your cell, and hopefully we won't be seeing too much more of each other.
I hope you'll forgive me.
Broke.
Yes.
Oh,
And Jin, let's
Here
go
we
ahead
go.
and pull you into a sidebar.
Oh, yay. Hello.
All right, Jim. So I'm gonna cut right to it because I'm trying to get all this paperwork in by tonight, so that way we can be wrapping this up. And that does come down to the question at hand, which is, where do you stand on that party? How do you feel about everything?
Well, I don't know. I feel like personally, I feel like I feel loyalty is important. Being loyal to the people around you that that are good, but I don't know. My master said he needs me to get out of here. I don't know what do I need to do?
Well, I mean, the only question I have really for you, Jin, is the point of order. Are you associated with Hedera and Orlena in the attempted murders of 16 men, or 8, the actual murders of 16, the massive destruction of property, resisting arrest, multiple counts, fighting the champions of Ambervale, assault on the Royal Army, theft of horses, and many counts of, just anyone who lived is just injured as heck.
That's gonna be a no on that, big dog.
So you're saying you do not associate. And a question on that, do you think, from what you know of these two, do you think it fits the character of Orlena to have done these things?
I don't think it fits the character of either of them, really. I didn't expect things to go down like this. I thought we were just gonna, not hurt people. I didn't think that was something that was gonna happen.
Okay, so you're saying that you think, now would you, as far as say, you think both of them are not guilty?
I mean, I don't know if they did it or not. I wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I wasn't there either. That's what I'm asking. I'm asking, you understand these people. You've been with these people. You've worked with these people. You've broke bread with these people. So I'm asking you, Jim, and it's just like I've asked the others. Do you think it is within the moral compass of the characters of these people to have done these heinous acts, provided that they did it. Because again, we could split hairs all we want. You know where I was 3 days ago, Jim?
Where?
I was at the burial of 16 people.
Oh, I
I
feel
was
like
I was surrounded, Jim, by 14 wives. 14 wives that don't have husbands anymore, Jim. You know how many kids were at these funerals, Jim?
how many?
34. 34 children don't have daddies. There's no fixing that.
I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't even involve myself because I don't have a clear understanding either one way or another.
So you want to make sure that you are not a character witness to either one of them.
Oh, I think that's for the best.
All right. What about Breakspear?
What about Breakspear?
As far as Breakspear goes, the two of you were together the night in question. So I'm just kind of wondering, there's a whole new story coming out about Breakspear, and you were not trying to assassinate Violet. You care to comment on that? Is that a true story, Jim?
That is true. That is exactly what happened. In fact,
All right. Anything else you wanna tell me, Jim?
I mean, I feel like that's it. If there's anything to comment on that specific situation, I feel like the fact that we were running around, and we didn't hurt anybody goes to show that it wouldn't make any sense for us to have tried to kill Violet, because why would we do that? We're not out here killing anybody.
Well, that's fair. You were chased by a decent amount of guards yourself.
Yeah, it was
That's
dangerous
fair to say.
because they're just shooting at us, and we didn't hurt anybody because they were doing their job, as far as they know.
So you're saying the guards were doing their job?
I mean, assumingly, that's what I would assume. But like, they just fired on us, so there was no reason to stop for them.
Jin does think that the guards were doing their job, and I mean, as you just said, Jin. I mean, you and Breakspear, you didn't a couple of fingers, you didn't bury anybody. But that's good to know that you think the guards were all doing their job, and that death was absolutely avoidable. Glad to hear it. Let's get back to yourself.
Okay.
The next 24 hours feel agonizing for everyone. You don't sleep super well. You were supposed to get the adjudicator's verdict within 12, but it was pushed back. Then there was a delay. There was a reconvening. All the information's gone back over. There was a couple of late testimonies and late witnesses being added and things like that. And then finally, the warden, this time much more somberly, opens the door to your side. And he comes in, and he's like, he gestures to the cells, and 6 sets of guards come in.
6.
The cells to Orlina, Breakspear, and Jin are opened. The guards walk into each one of your cells and undo your shackles, undo your handcuffs, by order of the king and the finding of your adjudicator, Buddy Gary, you are all free to go. And he has kind of a look of like, this is not how I expected this to go.
He ain't so happy now, huh?
And the warden turns and leaves the room. The guards also kind of follow him out, carrying your shackles and handcuffs and stuff like that. And the last guard out of the room goes, I'll be right outside the door when you need to leave. And he steps out, and the door closes. And yeah, the party now stands where you are. For the first time in a very long time, Orlina, Breakspear, and Jin, you feel like the rest of your hero juice, kind of like the arcane natural energy that flows through you, kind of like rekindle as not wearing the dampening shackles. Yeah. So you are now standing outside of your cells. The only people left in the room are the two mages for Hedera.
Congratulations, everyone. I'm happy for you all.
Oh, what just happened?
The door does get reopened, and none other than Gutty Barity walks back in, and he's like, I kind of had expected that the rest of you would would have all left by now, but no big deal. I mean, I guess unless Hedera owns her privacy, you're welcome to stay. Hedera.
They're fine to stay.
Well, so Hedera, with some late information that was brought to light, I am afraid that you are going to be held indefinitely. It seems that one, let's see here, yes, it was Angwin, in fact, came out and stated that they had proof that you were the one who breached the arena barriers, and that, in line with the surprisingly high amount of character witnesses stating different levels of fear, guilt, or unnecessary from members that had operated near you or with you. It has been ruled that you are too much of a danger to Ambervale and its public. Now, there is going to be a repeal, of course, that we can do in a few weeks, but for now, that is the best I can do. You will be put into a more intense version of solitary confinement. I have made sure, though, that you will be continuing to get your sunstones, as this is not meant to be a death sentence. And the last thing I was able to do, and I fought for this, is there was someone on your list. Let's see here, Gabriel. I was able to get in touch with him, and I was able to get him a visitation, if you would like, before, well, your sentence is carried out.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go make sure that happens, and well, yeah. And he leaves the room.
Shouldn't have trusted Angwin. He told me I should add him as a character witness, that he would vouch for me.
Oh,
This is what I
magic
get for
people.
trusting.
That's why I just punch people. It's more honest that way.
Indeed. But if I'm a danger to Ambervale and its public, perhaps I can get an appeal to come to an arrangement to at least go back to my forest, and as long as I promise never to leave it, we can come to hopefully a contract of some sorts, or a treaty, I would say, for me to never leave my forest if I could just not be in this cell. But
It does sound like something that they could do.
I was gonna say that sounds like
mhm.
kind of the whole thing that happened with like Master Darius too. That's essentially the whole peace thing. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what. I don't know. It's all about the
It's
game
all-
of monarchs. So who knows?
it's all political. Like I said, it's all political.
It is.
The door to the cell block opens again, and Gabriel does like kind of poke his head in. Hi everyone. I was really just gonna speak to Hadera, but I'll give you all a minute. I'm sure you have to say goodbye, but yeah, I'll be right out here. And the door is closed.
Is he always like that?
Yes. Yes, he is. I've raised Gabriel since he was a boy. He doesn't know that, but I always watched over him. It's like my child, but you all should be going, though. You get your freedom.
Anything you'd have us do?
I need you to stop Okram. And then whatever they are doing. Orlena, you have contracts with the Church of Wanting to fulfill.
I do.
I
I
believe.
still don't. Yeah, I do. I do. There was 3, and they said I wouldn't know when they'll come when I don't know when to expect them. But
It's okay.
one of the things that they were supposed to tell us was whether or not we could trust what Ricard was saying. But I don't know if that matters anymore.
I think
It does,
that
because
one-
then you'll know the truth about Okram.
Okay, that's
I'll
true.
find out. There's no way that I can just not find out.
Remember, I have one for you too, for you to find out, like, because remember your book burned, and I felt bad, so we were trying to. That was one of the other contracts I made for you to find out the information about who you are.
Breakspear holds up a small book and says,
I think somebody already delivered that one.
But
I
okay,
don't know.
did you get a funny feeling?
Yeah,
Cause
yeah, I have. I
Was
don't
it
know.
a
Anything
feeling?
interesting?
Of wanting.
Just to know more.
It was a feeling of wanting, and you knew it was the contract. You would have. They said that you would just know.
You have had no
Wow.
such feeling.
No.
Because if you didn't have that feeling, that makes me wonder if that book is real. Maybe it's fake information.
now you all are able
that-
to find that out.
I think she wants us to go.
No, I
think
think you all need to enjoy being free. We've been down here for a month. Go feel the sun on your face and think of me.
Somehow, it feels especially bad when you say that.
I'll be all right.
Oh,
Like he said, this wasn't a death sentence, and I am thankful for that. So, if you'd like to visit me, I will be welcome for you guys to come and visit. I'll make sure you're
No.
on the visitation list.
If you have visitors, he said solitary confinement.
Well, perhaps we can.
why do you say that? Just gonna start like shuffling over towards it. Ah!
Don't
Okay.
cause any more trouble, Jen. You guys are out.
Okay.
As
Okay.
I wait
As
until
the party-
both Orlena and Jin kind of walk away, and I get close to Hedera's cell, and it's like,
You know, I've never really had much love for monarchs. But thank you for showing me what I need to do. Because I don't think I can stand with this caravan anymore. I have to go back home and regain my own name.
It was an honor of mine to have worked with you. You are a very noble and fierce warrior. And you're more dragon than any of the others I have ever met.
Let us hope that Carl Vital will live up to the name that Breakspear made.
that
and
Breakspear moves.
Breakspear. Oh, sorry. Good.
Breakspear lets go of the wall and kind of walks away out of the jail cell.
And done got a
Each
name
one of them
now.
Leaves. And you're left alone there for a bit, Hedera. And let's sidebar with Hedera. As you stand there, the last of the party leaves. Left with the feeling of they're all going out, freed. And you still have so much ahead of yourself. And you hear the faintest, like, Hedera. Hey.
You can come in, Gabriel.
And you realize that the voice isn't Gabriel's, though it does sound familiar. It sounds like the voice of someone who hasn't been with you in quite a long time. And you feel a pressure building underneath your right hand's index finger. And as you look down, underneath one of your fingernails, a small little root is like growing out from like underneath your own nail. And as you look at it, its form feels familiar to a spirit animal you once had quite a long time ago. And I have to speak quickly. There's been some trouble in the forest. And I don't think Gabriel's going to be able to stop it.
What's wrong?
The heart of the forest, it's going to be taken, Hedera.
How? How could they find it? Who found it?
No. I don't have time. But you're going to have a choice. You're going to have a choice, Hedera, and there's another that can hold your essence. You've trained her. But you're gonna have to decide. Do you take them? Or do you give them the seeds of your power? And Dara, I think you should live on. It would be any students want to continue, but you're going to have to make this decision. And the voice gets cut off as the door opens. And Gabriel walks in. Oh, I saw the others leave, so I figured it was okay if I came in. As he gets close, you see that he's rather beat up. He's got he's clearly a patched up wound on his shoulder. There's cuts across his face. He's like bruised, and he's like clothes are kind of ripped up.
It's true. The forest is under attack.
Yeah.
What
What
happened?
I mean, I really did do the best I could, Hedera.
I know.
It just didn't really matter. And as you stare at Gabriel, it's a funny thing, really. You were so close to seeing. I thought you had me when you were chasing after that thespian or whatever, and you saw me in the crowd. Oh, I thought, how am I going to get away from you? You know, but, well, looks like Angwin played a part in that as well, so that was very helpful for me. Oh, do you not understand, Hedera? You haven't put the pieces together. How delicious, how wonderful. I'm Gabriel, not your Gabriel. Well, I guess he's in here somewhere now. I serve an entirely different Hedera. And you know what? I hate her. I hate her with every fiber of my being. So, when I found out there are more Hederas, I just knew that this was going to be something I could use and to luck into Angwin. And the fact that I found Angwin because some putsy lawyer ran into me in the streets. And the fact that he told us how to get to the heart of the forest. All we had to do was express that you wanted to be there and would let us in. Oh, the joy I felt. But if I'm not mistaken, if my timing's correct, you should feel something in about 3, 2, 1. And you feel this just like cavernous rip in your chest, as if like something has just ripped out like your heart and soul, and you're flooded with this image in your brain that is the heart of the forest. You see this destruction, this pain made manifest as far as this image of it. And as this image is flooding through your brain, you feel what like tangible essence you have left in this world failing and fleeting away from you, and the thought re-enters your brain: control and consume, or seed and rebirth. And the image of Sequoia flashes to the front of your brain. Control or seed.
Avenge me, Sequoia.
And just to clarify, that is seed. I'm assuming. I just want to make sure I put it
Plant
cool.
the seed.
And for the drama of it, we will return to the party for this last part. Which is, with that final thought, your eyes close, and Hedera is no more.
Oh, dang.
What just happened?
The rest of you, as you're leaving, out in the front waiting room kind of area, is Master Hammer, who comes over to Jin and ushers him away quickly in a group of Hermit's Hollow members. Anguin awaits Orlina with a group of mages, and they head off to the Mages Guild. And then none other than Okram and the Thespians await Breakspear as they head back over to the mansion area given to them that you all as a party had gone to so many times. And with that, other than the epilogue to be coming soon, that is the campaign.
Oh my god! Jasmine's crying real tears. What is happening?
So, there, like I said, there are some parts of the story that are still going to be told. We have an epilogue that will go into depth with some of the different endings that the players, have gotten. There's going to be some choices and things like that the players still can make within a few things. And we're going to see kind of a deeper dive into some of the other aspects, along with talking about some of the other cool things about the campaign, thoughts, opinions, favorite moments, stuff like that, and a little bit of a glimpse into some of the stuff that we are going to be working on in the future. And you are going to be able to get all of this by tuning in next week. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun where we get to dive into all of this. The epilogue, deeper dives into, favorite thoughts and feelings, stuff that's coming up. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. But until then, it's been a blast, and we'll see you then. Have a great night.
Have a nice
Bye-bye.
night.
Ah! What happened?
Oh, I love
Where
the
are we
shock feeling. I
going?
love the faces. This is what I do it for.